welcome back to Hannah Rachel Brill Yoga. Today's yoga flow is going to be another Vinyasa class, and it's going to be focused on a peak pose called Natarajasana, or dancer's pose. If you don't know what that is, don't worry, it's not too difficult, so this class is going to be suitable for all levels. As always, if you have any injuries, just be wary of them. If anything hurts, stop. And yeah, you can always pause the video, come back to it later, or do whatever you need. All you'll need today is your yoga mat, maybe some blocks. If you usually use a belt, have that nearby, but you shouldn't need it today. So yeah, let's get into it. So you can just start by finding a comfortable seated position. You could be sat cross-legged or sat on your knees, whatever feels good. You can have your hands on your knees facing up or down or in your lap. And we'll just take a moment to kind of ground down and get ready to flow. So you can close down your eyes and steady your breath. Just breathing in and out through the nose. Just start by noticing how you're feeling today, how your body feels. Noticing your breath. See if you can start to make your inhales and exhales a little bit deeper. So in yogic philosophy, Natarajasana, or dancer's pose, encourages us to see beyond ignorance, elevate our consciousness, and through finding focus, we can find clarity and steadiness. So if you're feeling a little anxious today or a little bit wobbly, hopefully this class will leave you feeling a little more steady and clear. You can open your eyes. Let's start to warm up the body a little bit. So we'll start with our neck. So you can drop one ear to shoulder and then go the other way. And back again. Take that a few times. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels good for you. We'll turn it into head rolls. So just coming forward gently and over to the other side. Just with your breath. And if it feels okay, you can turn it into a full head roll, coming all the way back, all the way forward. Inhale as you come back. Exhale as you come forward. Last time. We'll go the other way. Inhale as you go back. Exhale as you come forward. Last time. Take some shoulder rolls, so we'll take a few going back. And then coming forward. Hopefully your shoulders aren't as clicky as mine today. And then you can put your hands onto your shoulders, and with your elbows we'll draw some big circles going backwards. Working into anything that feels a little more tense or stiff this morning, or whatever time of day you're doing this. And then we'll go the other way. Nice. Let's bring our arms up as we inhale. As you exhale, drop your left arm to the floor. We'll take a side stretch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to stretch a little bit deeper. And then inhale, come back to center. Let's go the other way. So exhale as you fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more breath. And inhale back to center. We'll take a twist. So right hand comes to left knee. We'll open up to the left side. Inhale back to center. We'll go the other way. Then inhale, come back to center. Nice. We'll take a little reach forward, so you can just walk your hands forward as far as you can go and allow your head to relax down. And then slowly come back up. We'll change the crossing of our legs to the awkward way, and then we'll take that again. So just folding forward as far as you can go. If this is the first bit of movement you're doing today, might feel a little stiff, but by the end of the class, hopefully you'll feel more open. Nice, and come back to seated. Let's find a tabletop position. So our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. We'll start by warming up the wrists a little bit. So we'll take some circles. Just gently bringing the weight over our hands. Warm up the wrists. And go the other way. Nice. And we can take a little stretch, so tucking your hands underneath. You can do them one at a time. So just gently bringing the weight back to have a nice stretch through the front of the wrist. And take the other hand. You can turn your hands to face outwards. We'll just gently shift from left to right. And you can sit back on your toes, and we'll just point and flex our wrists. And then going in and out. And we can do some circles as well. And going the other way. My wrists are feeling a little stiff this morning, so hopefully yours feel a bit better. And then we'll just bring some heat into the arms by making some stars. So coming forward, going up, out to the sides, and down. Then we'll go all the way up, forward, and just go as fast as you can for a few seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, give them a shake. Come back into tabletop, and you can tap out your toes because you had quite an intense stretch there. And we'll take a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, cat pose. Push the floor away. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, cat. Push the floor away. Let's take that one more time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And you can just take a bit of free movement here and do whatever you need to do to warm up your spine. So you could ripple backwards and forwards. You can make circles. You can look over one shoulder, whatever feels nice. And a few more breaths here. Nice, and come back to neutral. From here, we're going to thread the needle. So bring your right hand kind of underneath your face. Open up the left arm. As you exhale, thread the needle, the arm goes through the gap, but don't put it down just yet. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. This time, allow your shoulder to come down to the floor. Rest your left ear on the floor. Your right hand can either stay next to your face, it can reach towards the top of the mat, or it can bind around your back to find your left inner thigh. I'm just opening up our shoulders here. Last breath. Nice, and unravel if you have the bind. Inhale, open up. Exhale, back to tabletop. Let's take that on the other side. So the left hand comes kind of underneath our face. As we inhale, we open up the right arm. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. And this time we'll place our arm down on the floor and our ear to the ground. Whichever option you took with your arm, you can take that on this side. So staying on the mat, reaching forward, or reaching around for your opposite inner thigh. Last breath. Nice, and unravel. So your hand comes next to your face. We'll open up again and then come back to tabletop. From here, let's warm up the core a little bit. So we'll take some, I think it's bird dog. So we'll start by lengthening the left leg behind us. Just come forward on my mat. So lengthening your left leg, and we'll get a calf stretch to begin with. So you can move backwards and forwards here to get a bit of a stretch into your calf. And then come back to neutral. And then we'll raise the left leg. And when you find your balance, you can raise your right arm. As you exhale, you're going to bring your knee and your elbow to touch. Have a little crunch. And then inhale to lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Last time, inhale, crunch. Exhale, lengthen. And this time, you're going to bend your knee and reach around for your left foot. And we're going to gently kick our foot into our hand to open up the chest. It's going to be a good warm-up for our dancer's pose, which we'll come to later on. Nice, and release. And let's take that all on the other side. So lengthen the right leg out behind you and get a calf stretch going. Nice. Raise your right leg out behind you, and to find your balance, you can raise your left arm. Just take a moment here to wake up the core. On your next exhale, knee and elbow come together for a crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. And then we'll bend our knee, reach around for our foot, and gently kick our foot into our hand to open up the chest. And release. For the last part of a warm-up, we'll just take a puppy pose. So you can walk your hands forward and just allow your chest to sink down to the mat. You can either rest your chin on the floor or your forehead. It's a good warm-up for our shoulders. Nice. You can bring your hands in slightly and we'll take our first downward facing dog of the day. So start by coming into a high plank position. And when you have that, you can then shift your hips up and back to find your placement. So as it's our first down dog of the day, we can walk it out. You can pedal your dog, you can stretch, whatever you need to do to get warmed up. So make sure your feet are hip distance apart, your hands are shoulder width apart. Other than that, you can take a bit of free movement here just to get moving in the body. Nice. And when you're ready, look to the top of the mat. You can walk your feet to meet your hands at the top. Bring your toes to touch, slight gap in the heels, and we'll roll all the way up to standing. Nice. And we'll get ready to take some sun salutations. So we're going to take Surya Namaskara A. We're going to take it through 3 times. So as always, we'll do the first one nice and slow, go through the postures, get our alignment good, and then the second 2 times we'll go a little bit faster just to help warm up the body. So when you're ready, we'll just get grounded in our mountain pose or Tadasana. So toes are touching, slight gap in the heels, legs are engaged, tailbone tucked in, ribs are down, shoulders away from the ears, arms nice and strong by the sides of the body. You can close your eyes here for a moment just to connect with your breath, really feel into the pose. Although it's just standing in theory, it's still a difficult pose. Everything is engaged, standing nice and tall. Last breath here. You can gently flutter open your eyes. On your next inhale, we'll raise our arms above our head, palms to touch. You can look towards your thumbs if it feels okay for your neck and your shoulders. On your next exhale, we'll fold all the way forward, hinging from the hips. Fingers come in line with toes, head is relaxed down. We'll just pedal out the legs for a moment. It's our first stretch of the day. I'm definitely feeling a little stiff today after a gym session yesterday, so this feels nice. Nice and find stillness. So in your forward fold, your weight is in the front of the feet. Head is relaxed down, legs are nice and straight. On your next inhale, we'll lift up to a halfway lift, so your spine is nice and straight. Your head is in line, your neck is in line with your spine, so you're just looking off the mat in front of you. Your hands can be to your shins, to your thighs, or to the floor. This is Ardha Uttanasana, or halfway lift. On your next exhale, plant your hands down on the floor, and you can bend your knees slightly so that you can step back into a high plank position. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your bum is in line with your body, tucking the tailbone in to wake up the core. As you inhale, shift the weight forward so it's over your wrists. And then as we exhale, we drop our knees, our chin, and our chest to the mat. Untuck the toes, slide the body forward, and raise the chest. Inhale for Cobra. Tuck your toes back under, and then we push our hips back for Downward Facing Dog. Feet are hip distance apart, hands are shoulder width apart. The aim of this pose is to have a nice straight spine, so if that means bending your knees so that you can get a straight spine, that's totally fine. It's more important to have a straight spine than your heels being down on the ground. Your head is in line with your biceps, so make sure it's not kind of flailing around. You can shake it so you can feel your ears against your biceps. One more breath. Look to the top of the mat. Step your feet to meet your hands. Toes to touch, gap in the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to touch above your head. looking to your thumbs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice, so we'll just take that through a couple more times, a little bit quicker. So as we inhale, we raise the arms up, palms to touch. You can take a slight back bend if it feels okay for you. Exhale, hinging from the hips, coming forward to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, plant your hands on the floor, step back to high plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, knees, chin and chest. Untuck your toes, slide forward for cobra. Inhale. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. We've got a few breaths here. On your next inhale, look to the top of the mat. Bring your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, palms above your head. Slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time, let's take that again. Inhale, arms come up, palms to touch, slight back bend. Exhale, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, drop your knees, your chin and your chest. Inhale, slide the body forward for cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. We'll have a few breaths here. Last breath. Look to the top of the mat. Bring your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Palms above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer now, so we'll get into our flow. So yeah, let's get into it. So let's start by coming back down to the floor. So we'll inhale, raise our arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back into high plank. And from here, we're just going to shift our hips back straight into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to raise our right leg up to three-legged dog. So you've got a nice straight leg, foot is flexed, hips are facing the ground. So let's stack the hips on top of each other, open up the knee, and we'll draw some big circles with our right knee. So you can draw 3 big circles going one way, and 3 going the other way. And then come back to three-legged dog, hips nice and square. As you inhale, we're going to bring our leg forward and come into a low lunge. So the right foot comes in between your hands, next to your right hand. We'll just open up the hips a little bit here first. Get a little bit of movement, open up the chest. And when you're ready, you can drop your left knee down to the ground and untuck your toes. On your next inhale, raise your arms up, allowing your hips to sink down to the ground. And let's cactus our arms. So as we exhale, we open up the chest. Inhale, come back to center. We'll take it 2 more times. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, center. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, back to center. Nice. Last breath here in low lunge. Drop your hands down to the floor. From here, we're going to come back into a half split. So bringing the hips back, flexing the right foot, and we're going to get a nice stretch through our right hamstring. Ideally, we want a straight spine. So if that means you need blocks a bit higher up, then grab those now. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Thinking about getting your chest to your shin rather than kind of rounding down. Last breath here. Nice. Inhale to come forward again. You're going to wiggle your right foot out so that your hands are on the inside of your inside of your foot. I'm going to untuck the back toe and come up into lizard pose. So again, we can get a bit of movement here, opening up through the hips. If you want to take this a bit further, you can drop your knee back down and turn your toes out to the corner of the mat, and you can gently roll to the outside of your right foot. You can also give your right knee a little push and gently look over your right shoulder. If this is enough for you, you can stay here. You can also go a bit further by bending the back knee and taking a quad stretch as well. Last breath. Nice, and release. If you had your foot out to the side, you can bring it back in. So now we're going to come up into a high lunge. So you want your feet to kind of be like they're on train tracks rather than a tightrope. So strengthening through the legs. As we inhale, we come all the way up, arms to join us. Bending into the front knee, back leg is nice and straight, shoulders away from the ears. Let's take some twists here. So as we exhale, we're going to bring our left arm back, right arm forward, and we open up to the right side. Inhale, come back to center. Let's take that 2 more times. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Nice. See if you can get a bit deeper into your lunge. Nice. Bring your arms down, straighten the front leg, and hop the back leg in slightly. We're going to come into pyramid pose. So the back leg is at an angle, kind of 40 to 60 degrees. Front leg is straight. We're trying to get our hips square to the front of the mat. If you're struggling with that, you can wiggle your right foot out slightly. Your hands can either be on your hips, you can be grabbing your elbows behind your back, or you can create a prayer position behind your back. Strengthening through the legs. We inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale, reaching the crown of the head forward, keeping a nice straight spine. Nice straight legs. Think about tucking the right hip back and the left hip forward. Last breath here. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Nice. Let's release the arms and hop our back foot back slightly. So still keeping it at an angle. We're going to bend into that front knee, clasp our hands behind our back. Inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale, lower the body down for humble warrior, allowing the hands to come up above your head. Trying not to rest our body on our front knee. Last breath. Nice. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Release the arms. And then we'll frame the front foot. We'll take our vinyasa, so step back to high plank. You can also take a child's pose at any point if you need. So if you're joining for your Vinyasa, inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, drop your knees, chin and chest, or Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take a few breaths here. You can always take a child's pose if you need. Last breath. Nice. Inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Foot is flexed, hips are facing the ground. Then open up the hips, bend the top knee. We're going to create those circles again. So drawing 3 big circles with the knee going one way, and then going the other way. Nice, meeting back in three-legged dog. As you inhale, bring your left foot next to your left thumb for getting ready for low lunge. We'll start by just getting a bit of movement. We'll then drop our back knee down, untuck the toes, and start by just opening up the chest. And if it feels okay, as you inhale, we'll raise our arms up. Shoulders away from the ears, allowing the hips to sink down. And we'll take those cactuses again. So as we exhale, let's open the chest, open the arms. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cactus. Inhale back to center. Last time. Nice. Last breath here. Then we can drop our hands down and shift our weight back for our half split. So the left foot is flexed. Spine is nice and long. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding down, belly to thigh. Gaze is at your big toe. Last breath. Nice, let's shift our weight forward again. We're going to come into lizard. So our hands are coming to the inside of our left leg. We wiggle our right foot out. We're untucking the back toe. And we'll get a bit of movement here. When you're ready, you can come to stillness. So you can either stay here, or if you'd like to go a bit further, you can drop your back knee down, untuck the toes, wiggle the left foot out, and turn the toes out to the corner of the mat. You can then gently roll to the outside of your left foot, and either stay here, or give your left knee a little push, looking over the left shoulder. Nice. Again, you can either stay here if this is enough for you, or you can also bend your back knee and reach around for a little quad stretch. Last breath. Wherever you are, we'll come meet back in our normal lizard pose. And then we can wiggle our left foot in, so our hands are framing the front foot. We're going to get ready to come up to a high lunge. So again, our feet are on train tracks rather than a tightrope. As we inhale, we come all the way to stand. Arms come up, bending into the front knee, straightening the back leg. And let's take those twists again. So as we open up to the left side, the right arm comes forward, left arm comes back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Last time. Nice, one more breath here. Nice. Drop the arms down, hop the back leg in. We're going to come to pyramid again. So we've got our right foot at a slight angle, hips are facing the short side of the mat. Same options apply for the arms. So as we inhale, we lengthen the chest. Exhale, folding forward with the crown of the head. Think about tucking the left hip back and the right hip forward. Nice, straight, strong legs. Last breath here. Inhale, come all the way to stand. Nice. And release the arms. Hop the back foot back. We're going to get ready for humble warrior. So our foot's still at an angle, hands clasped behind the back. Inhale, lengthen the chest. Exhale, bending to the front knee, lowering the body down. Last breath. Nice. Inhale, come all the way to stand. We're going to frame our front foot and step back into high plank. And just before we take off vinyasa, we're going to get a bit more movement into the spine. So we're going to take some waves. So as we exhale, bring our belly to thighs. Inhale, wave the body forward to high plank. Take that a few times with your own breath. Last time. You can either take a child's pose or join for vinyasa. If you're coming for your vinyasa, inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Take a few more breaths. Pushing those hips up to the sky. Fingers spread nice and wide. Nice. From here, let's take some little twists. So come high onto the balls of your feet and then drop your heels over to the right side and bend into the knees, twisting over to the left side. Should get a nice stretch down the side of the left side of the body. Inhale, straighten the legs, come back to center. Let's go the other way. So dropping the heels to the left, twisting to the right. Nice, and come back to center. On your next inhale, we're going to raise our right leg up to three-legged dog. Inhale, shifting the weight forward, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. This time, as you come forward, you're going to bring your right foot to the outside of your left hand. You can spin your left heel down and then open up the left side for fallen triangle. You can look up if it's comfortable for your neck. Then gently you can bend into your left leg and sit your hips down. From here, bring your left foot to your inner thigh, and we're going to kind of dance a little bit. So as we inhale, we're going to reach forward to our right foot. As we exhale, we're going to place our left hand down on the ground, lift up the hips. Let's take that a few more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale. We'll hold for a moment here. Opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest. guess it's a bit like a modified wild thing. Nice. And lower the hips down. From here, we can come up onto the knee, our left knee, and our right leg is coming out to the side. We can bring our left hand to the floor. We're going to come into sort of a supported plank position. So we can raise our right leg. If it feels okay, you can bring your right arm overhead. Let's take some crunches here. So as you exhale, bringing your knee and your elbow together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Last time. Inhale, lengthen. And if it feels okay, you can reach around for your right foot and gently kick your foot into your hand, shifting the hips forward. You can look down or up, whatever feels better for your neck. Last breath. And release. Place our right foot on the floor. We'll take a gate pose. So left arm comes up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stretch over to the side. Nice. We're going to spin our hands down to the back of the mat. We're going to either take a child's pose or take a vinyasa. So if you're joining for a vinyasa, coming into a high plank. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll have a few breaths here. You can always take a child's pose if you need. Last breath. Nice. Let's take those twists again. So inhale, come up to the balls of the feet. Bring your heels over to the left, twisting to the right. Shifting the hips down, opening up the side of the right side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. We'll go the other way, heels to the right, twisting the body to the left. Inhale, come back to center. On your next inhale, raise your left leg, three-legged dog. Foot is flexed. Inhale, shift the weight forward, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. As you exhale, your left foot comes to the outside of your right hand, twisting open for fallen triangle. If you want to try and raise your left leg off the ground, you can. If this is too much for you, you can keep both hands on the floor. Last breath. And then gently bend the right leg, bring your hips down to the floor. Nice. So bring our left foot to our inner thigh. We're going to dance a little bit again. So as we inhale, we reach for our left foot. Exhale, we come up onto our right hand, hips open to the sky. Do that again. Exhale to the foot. Inhale, coming all the way up, pushing the hips forward. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. We'll hold it for a moment here. Opening the shoulders, opening the hips. Nice, and coming all the way down. So we're going to come up onto our knee again, getting ready for our supported side plank. So we'll start by bringing our right hand down to the floor. If this feels okay for you, you can raise your left leg, raise your left arm. And we'll take a few crunches. So exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Last time. And then you can reach around, grab your foot with your hand with your foot with your hand, and gently open the chest, push the hips forward. Your gaze can be up or down, whatever feels good. Nice. And release. Coming up onto our left foot. Right arm comes up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding over for gate pose. Nice. And release your hands down to the mat. We'll take our vinyasa or a child's pose, whatever you like. So if you're joining for a vinyasa, step back to high plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, drop your knees, your chin and your chest. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can always take a child's pose if you need a little rest. Last breath. On your next inhale, look to the top of the mat, and we can walk our feet to meet our hands. I'm getting hands and feet mixed up a lot today. We'll take a little fold here. Feet can be hip distance apart. And then we'll gently roll all the way up to standing. Nice. We'll come into our balancing sequence. We'll soon come to our dancer's pose. But hopefully your chest and your upper body are feeling more open and ready. So we'll start by just taking a high knee, grounding into the left leg, bringing your right knee into the chest. Just hold here for a moment, find your balance and stability. Looking at something still in the distance helps find balance. And really think about pulling up into your left leg to help give stability to your ankle. Right, with your left hand, stay holding onto your knee, and with the right arm, it's going to come out behind you. We'll open up into a twist. You can look to your back hand as well if you want to test your balance. If you'd like to take this a step further, you can also grab that outside of your foot and straighten that right leg. Or you can just stay holding the knee. Last breath. And come back to center. Hands to heart center. We're going to take warrior 3. So as you bring your body forward, your right leg comes out behind you, nice and straight. Finding a T position. Your hands can either be at heart center, on blocks, or out in front of you, whatever feels okay. And think about dropping the right hip down. Keep thinking about straightening that right leg. You know, it's easy to let it go a bit soft. Nice. Inhale, come all the way to standing. We're going to come straight into tree pose. So either your foot can come to your ankle, to your calf, or to your inner thigh. Find your drishti or your balance by looking at something in the distance. And create your stable tree trunk by pushing your foot and your leg into each other. Really think about opening this right leg out to the side. If you want to, you can raise your arms up. You can create a mudra with your hands and open your branches of your tree. And if you want to play with your balance, you can even close your eyes for a moment. Last breath. Nice, and release. So we're going to come into dancer's pose now. So give your legs a little shake. We'll set up together. So again, grounding into our left leg. Start by just bending your right knee. You can then grab your foot, so right hand to right foot. Either you can grab the outside of your foot or the inside, whatever feels better. You might want to play around with it, see what feels nicest. So knees start together. Start by raising your left hand up and creating a mudra with your hands. So your index finger and your thumb come to touch, and your other 3 fingers are nice and straight together. So you're going to start by just kicking your foot into your hand. Eventually, you're going to lower the body down and keep kicking that foot into the hand. So opening up our shoulder, opening up our chest, trying to avoid our knee coming out to the side. So it's kind of staying parallel to the ground or parallel to your other leg. And using our focus to give us stability. If you fall out of it, don't worry, you can always come back into it. This is our peak pose, Natarajasana. One more breath here. And then inhale, come all the way to stand. Well done. Give your legs a little shake. And we'll just take a Malasana squat. Our legs are just wider than hip width, toes coming out to the side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit down into your squat. Using your elbows to open up your knees. You can either stay here, or if you'd like to take a little stretch, you can. So bringing our right arm to the floor, left arm comes up. Again, you can stay here, or you can take a bind. So bring your left arm around your back, right arm comes around your knee, and grabbing your wrist. And release. Well done. You can either take a vinyasa or take child's pose. So if you're taking your vinyasa, step back into high plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can always take a child's pose. Last breath. And look towards the front of the mat. Bring your feet to meet your hands. And gently roll all the way up to standing. Nice. Let's take that on the other side. So grounding into the right leg, left knee comes into the chest. We'll just stay here for a moment to get our stability, feeling into our right ankle, our right leg. You can either stay here or you can join for a twist. So your right hand holds your knee, left arm opens up to the side as you twist your body to the left. You can play with your balance by looking to your back hand. And again, you can either stay here or you can grab the outside of your left foot with your right hand. Last breath. Nice. Then coming straight into warrior 3. So as we bring our left leg back, our body comes forward. Think about really straightening that back leg. Dropping the left hip down. Last breath here. And then come all the way up. And we're coming straight into tree pose. So again, your foot can be to your ankle, your calf, or to your inner thigh. Bring your hands to heart center. Hands can stay here, or they can come up. You can open them out to the sides, creating mudra, branches for your tree. And you can also play with your balance again by closing your eyes for a second. Nice, and release. I'm going to come into dancer's pose on the other side. So we'll start by grounding into our right leg. And let's create our mudra first, actually. So finger and thumb together, other three fingers nice and straight. Right arm comes up. Bringing your knees together, bending your left leg, holding onto your foot, either from the inside or outside, whatever feels better for you. Once you have your balance and your focus, start to kick your foot into your hand. Gently lower the body down, raising the leg, kicking the foot into the hand, finding your stability through focus. Then inhale to come all the way up. Well done. We'll take our Vinyasa on the other side again. So feet are just over hip distance apart, toes turned out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, coming down to our squat. Well done, guys. Going to start to cool down soon. If you took the stretch on the other side, you can do it again here. So bringing your left arm down to the floor, right arm comes up. You can either stay here or take the bind again, reaching for your right wrist. And release. You can either join me for your last vinyasa, or you can take child's pose. So if you're coming for the vinyasa, start in high plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, drop your knees, your chin and your chest. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last breath. Nice. From here, you can just drop your knees down to the ground and cross your ankles. I'm going to come to our seated poses now. So just going to start by coming into Dandasana, or like seated staff. So start with nice straight legs, moving the glute muscles out the way, so sat on your sitting bones, feet are flexed, and just gently bring your hands next to your hips. Sitting up nice and tall, slight tuck of the chin. Nice. From here, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together for a butterfly or Baddha Konasana. So if this is quite intense for your hips, you can always put blocks under your knees or cushions or whatever can help you, allow you to relax, basically. So we'll start by sitting up tall, opening the soles of our feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, coming forward with a nice straight spine. Head is in line with your body, so don't allow it to round. You can use your elbows to help get your knees lower to the ground. Inhale, come all the way up to seated. I'm going to lengthen the right leg out in front of us, left leg comes to our inner thigh. If you usually use a belt to help you in your forward folds, you can grab that now and put it around the ball of your foot. If not, sit up nice and tall, arms come up. As you exhale, folding forward, belly to thighs, chest to shin, grabbing the foot. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Gazes at your big toe. With every exhale, see if you can get a little bit deeper into your forward fold. Nice, last breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Drop the hands. Bring your left sole of your foot to the ground, and then we'll cross it over to the outside of the right knee. Left arm or left hand comes behind your glute. Inhale, right arm comes up. As you exhale, you can either hug your knee into your chest, or you can hook your elbow to the outside of your knee to get a twist. This is half Lord of the Fishes. Inhale to lengthen the spine, sit up nice and straight. Exhale, twist, using your elbow and your knee against each other to help get you further around. Make sure your right leg is still active, you're not letting it flop anywhere. Last breath. You can always take a bind as well. Nice, and release. Take a little counter twist. And let's take those again. So start in Dandasana again. So just legs out nice and straight in front of you. This time we'll take a forward fold or Paschimottanasana. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, reaching the body forward. Reaching for your feet or for your, you can also grab your peace fingers around your big toes. Belly to thighs. Shoulders away from the ears, trying to keep a straight spine. Last breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Nice. Bring the soles of the feet together again for Baddha Konasana. Again, you can put your cushions or blocks under your knees. Start by opening out the feet. Inhale, sit up tall. This time, as you exhale, you can round the spine, allowing your head to come down towards your feet. Inhale, come all the way up to seated. This time we lengthen the left leg out in front of us. Right foot comes to our inner thigh. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Again, you can use a belt around your foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, holding a little bit deeper. Last breath. Nice. Inhale, come all the way up. And release the arms. The right sole of the foot comes to the floor. Cross it over to the other side and we'll take our twist. So right hand comes to the ground. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, take the same twist you did on the other side. Inhale to lengthen the spine and sit up tall. Exhale to twist. Nice. And release. Take a little counter twist. We're going to take one last vinyasa if you would like to join, or you can just take a child's pose or stay seated. So if you're taking your vinyasa, step back to high plank. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, drop your knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to come onto our bellies. So you can drop your knees and then drop all the way down to the floor. So we're going to start by finding Sphinx pose. So your elbows come underneath your shoulders. Your legs are hip distance apart. And just start by tucking the tailbone down into the ground. This is going to protect your lower back. Then shine the heart forward, keeping your chin parallel to the ground. Don't let it come up. And you want to feel like your hands and your arms are going to be pulling back towards your body. So this is a nice active Sphinx pose. So your tailbone is tucking down, tops of your feet are also pushing down into the mat, and your arms pulling back towards you. It's a nice gentle back bend. Last breath. Release. You can bring your make a little pillow with your hands and rest your forehead down. You can also give your hips a little shake. From here, we're going to come into locust. So you can bring your arms next to the sides of your body, forehead down to the ground. So again, start by tucking your tailbone down into the ground. And as you inhale, raise the chest up. If this feels okay, on your next inhale, raise your legs. You can also raise your arms. With every inhale, feel your chest getting higher. Last breath. Exhale, release. Make your pillow with your hands, with your hips a little shake. Nice. Gonna come into bow pose next. Just gonna move slightly. I've got bits of stone digging into me. So start by bending your knees and then reaching around for your you can either grab your ankles or your feet, whatever feels better for you. So as you inhale, you're going to start by, again, just kicking your feet into your hands like you did for dancer's pose. And then raise the chest, raise the legs as much as you can. The main action is kicking your feet into your hands. With every inhale, see if you can kick a little bit more. Last breath. And release. Give your hips a little shake. And then let's come back into a child's pose to kind of counteract all those little back bends we just did. So your knees can be wide or close together, whatever feels better for you. Your arms can be out in front or down by the sides of your body. Well done. So we're going to come onto our backs now. So however you would like to get there gracefully. So we'll just end by bringing our knees into our chest. You can rock side to side, give your back a little massage. Put your hands onto your knees, keep your toes together, and we'll just draw some big circles with the knees. And change direction. Nice. Let's take a twist. So keeping the right knee into the chest, left knee comes down to the floor. Your right arm comes out to the side, either straight out to the side or into a cactus shape, whatever you have space for. And then our knee is coming across our body. We're trying to keep our right shoulder on the floor. If it's coming up, just back off with the knee a little bit. You can look over the right shoulder and you can close down the eyes. Last breath. And come back to center. Let's take the other side. So bring the knees into the chest and then keep hold of your left knee. Bring your right leg down to the ground. Left arm comes out to the side and then drawing the knee across the body. Looking over the left shoulder. The last breath. And then come back to center. Give yourself a little squeeze. And we'll take a final happy baby before our Shavasana. So bringing the feet up towards the sky and then grabbing the outsides of your feet with your hands and drawing your knees down towards your armpits. You can take a little rock from side to side. You can play with straightening one leg and then the other. Or you can just stay still. Last breath. You can take any final movements that you need now. If you want to carry on doing happy baby, if you want to do a figure 4 stretch, any other twists. And now just coming to our final resting pose, Shavasana. So coming to lie down on the mat. We're going to be here for a few minutes, so if it's cold where you are, you might want to grab a blanket or some socks. Allowing your feet to flop out to the corners of the mat. Your arms are away from the body, palms facing up. Closing down the eyes. And just allow everything to relax down into the ground. So just noticing your breath. With every breath, allowing your body to sink more into the floor. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Relax your cheeks. And relaxing the space between your eyebrows. If you lose focus, just coming back to the breath. If you notice your body being tense anywhere, just check in with it now and allow it to relax down into the ground. Slowly start to bring awareness back into your body. Deepen your breath. You can start to wiggle your fingers and toes. You can look from side to side. You can make circles with the ankles and wrists. You can inhale, take a big stretch overhead. And exhale to release. Keeping the eyes closed, roll over to your right side. You can use your arm as a pillow. And just take a moment here. Again, keeping the eyes closed, we're going to come up to a seated position, either crossed legs or sitting on your knees. So sitting up tall, hands can be resting on your thighs, facing up or facing down. Keeping the eyes closed for a moment. You can bring your palms to heart center and gently bow your head. Gently bring your hands to heart center and bow your head. Natarajasana invites us to remember that life is a dance, full of joy, energy, and movement. No matter which obstacles we may be facing, we should keep engaged in the dance of life. So show yourself a moment of gratitude for dancing with me today, for everything your body can do, for your health, and for taking time to practice yoga for yourself. You can gently flutter open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that flow. If you have any comments or anything you want to add or anything you want to see, comment below. And yeah, I hope to see you soon. Thanks so much for joining.